And
All right.
it's so good to be back, Charlie.
It has been a while, and it is March. You know what that means.
We could not miss a bracket special. We'll have more in the coming weeks on what the future of C&C Talks looks like for those who have been wondering why we have been off for 2-ish months. But for now, Charlie, all that matters is that this is March, and that
I wish I
means
had a soundboard with me so I could use an air horn, but I don't.
yeah.
So that's a little unfortunate.
Well,
That
Morris, you
means
can make one.
yeah, that means brackets. It's the best time of the year. In sports, and certainly in college basketball, we'll give you briefly our women's brackets and then our men's brackets. But before any of that, post your comments and questions in the chat. We will answer them live on the stream. As you can see, just posted that in the comments section. And follow us at C&C Talks Podcast, because let me just tell you, Charlie, that Twitter account, wonder who runs that, by the way, has not taken 2 months off.
Because it definitely isn't you, right?
Oh, no, it couldn't possibly be. No, who could possibly tweet that much?
All right, let's get going.
Real quick before we get into the brackets, there have been not games that impact your bracket, I guess, but there have been NCAA tournament games. The first 4 going on the men's side started yesterday with Alabama State taking down St. Francis. Alabama State will advance to play Auburn. Charlie, that was a great game. Came down to basically a Hail Mary at the end. I think the best comparison I saw was that Commanders touchdown from Jaden Daniels, the Hail Mary against the Bears, and then North Carolina, who shouldn't have gotten into the field at all, blew out San Diego State. And then today, American going down to Mount St. Mary's. Other game, Xavier, Texas, just about to get underway. And then on the women's side, we've seen one of the first 4 games already. Iowa State taking down Princeton, Southern versus UC San Diego later today, and then coming up tomorrow, it'll be High Point versus William and Mary, and then Columbia and Washington. So that's the first 4 on the women's side. And Charlie, speaking of the women's side, you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, I had to leave temporarily to get some snacks. Let's go.
Yeah, no worries. You got to be ready for food. Starting here with the women's bracket. How we're going to do this is actually, it's a bit different from how we have done this in the past. We're going to go region by region just until we get to the Elite 8, instead of just doing the entire first round followed by the entire second round. And then at the end, we'll do Elite 8 and Final 4. We will promise, because this has gone long in the past, we will get to the men's bracket by 6:25 Pacific time today.
That's ambitious.
Okay. I'm gonna say 6:35 because that is way too ambitious.
Well, we like being ambitious here. We love providing promises we can't follow through with.
Yeah, after being gone for a month, 2.5 months. Believe me, audience, we're winning them back.
Exactly. All right,
let's get started. Let's go.
All right. In Los Angeles, UCLA, the number 1 overall seed. This is the Spokane 1 region versus the winner of UC San Diego Southern. Charlie, who do you like in this one?
Well, so, I mean, again, there's less upsets in the women's bracket to begin with. It's a 1 versus 16. Give me UCLA. There's no real point of discussion here.
Exactly. UCLA going through 8-9 matchup, Richmond versus Georgia Tech.
This one's tight for me. I actually looked into these two because this is a matchup I was thinking of my bracket. I like Georgia Tech here. I know that there's less upsets in the women's bracket, but even there, 9s do considerably better against 8s than they probably statistically should. Give me Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I'm going with Richmond here. Morris, you're gonna have to break the tie on this one.
Knowing it's funny, being a producer for a podcast about sports when I know practically nothing about sports.
It's just which of the two of us is more believable.
Yeah, exactly. Flip a coin. Colin, go ahead and call it heads or tails.
We're not doing coin flips again. You just got to pick someone.
Just pick someone.
Richmond.
Moving on in our bracket. Ole Miss, Ball State. This group will be played in Waco. Charlie, Ole Miss, Ball State.
Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah. I have Ole Miss in this one.
I will also go with Ole Miss in this one. Baylor, Grand Canyon.
Baylor has looked good this season. I also just hate Grand Canyon, so I'm rooting against them.
I mean,
Give me Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to like about Baylor either, but yeah, no, and Baylor has looked good. Not their national championship contender usual self, but very good. Give me Baylor.
All right, moving on now.
Florida State, George Mason.
Again, less upsets here. I have seen no reason why Florida State shouldn't be moving on.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to go with an upset. I really liked what George Mason did in the A10 this year. Give me George Mason.
All right. LSU, San Diego.
Wait, Charlie. Sorry, Morris. Your choice.
Nah, George Mason's already selected.
All right. LSU,
I get to be a little lazy.
Yeah, LSU, San Diego State.
I see no reason why LSU shouldn't take this one. Give me LSU.
Yeah, there's no reason to possibly believe they might lose. I think this will be comfortable for them.
Yeah, there shouldn't be in any danger here.
Yeah. Michigan State, Harvard. I'm going to go ahead, Charlie. I'm going to say it. I've got Harvard here.
As do I.
Yeah, they looked really strong in the Ivy League tournament. Ivy League getting 3 bids this year, 2 of them in the first 4, one of them already out in Princeton. But I do like Harvard here. And then NC State, Vermont, Charlie. I don't think there's a ton of discussion.
No.
NC State. Yeah.
So
let's see. We're going to move our faces a little so it's more easy to see. There we go. UCLA Richmond, Charlie, as we move to
you have UCLA Richmond. I have UCLA Georgia Tech. Either way, I'm going UCLA.
Yeah. UCLA is a wagon at the moment. Ole Miss Baylor, Charlie, if we get this matchup, as I have every reason to believe that we will, this I think will be one of the better second round matchups on the women's side.
I think so. I think it's going to be a tight game. From what I haven't really seen too much of these teams. Give me the Bears.
I'm going to go with the Rebels here. Morris.
Baylor. I don't know.
Fair enough, Baylor.
I'm going to be honest.
All right. George Mason, LSU, or is what I have it at. Charlie, you have Florida State, LSU. Pains me to say it. Kim Mulkey is very good in the NCAA tournament, and that will continue here.
So who do you have moving on then? LSU?
LSU, yeah.
Yeah, so, as do I.
Yeah. Harvard, NC State. This is where I think the Crimson's run ends.
Yeah, I think this Harvard team is good, but NC State is NC State. Give me the Wolfpack.
Exactly. And then Sweet 16. This would be a really fun Sweet 16. I think if we got it, I have Ole Miss there instead of Baylor. Either way, I have UCLA winning that first game.
Yeah, so do I.
And then LSU, NC State. Charlie, this would be an exceptionally fun matchup.
Oh, absolutely, it would.
Like, this is the type of game I might drive out to Spokane to watch that game. We're here in Seattle. I would consider doing that.
Okay, all right, good to know.
With that being said, give me what are they? Why am I blanking? Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, I also have LSU in this one. I think the other contributing factor here is I know they have a week off, but I think Harvard's going to play NC State tough. I think LSU has an easier road here. I think they're going to be fresher, and I think they're going to get the win. Give me the Tigers.
I think that's a good point as well. As well as LSU doesn't really lose to teams outside the SEC. Now they don't play a tough non-conference schedule. They haven't in the last few years, but they don't lose that. Charlie, before we pick, we're saving the Elite 8 till the end. Let's move down the bracket to the Spokane 4 region. Lower left of the bracket, Morris. Lower left. And we start with USC and Juju Watkins playing UNC Greensboro. Charlie, this game is going to be over by the 5-minute mark in the first quarter.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, USC easily in this one. California, Mississippi State.
Now, this matchup I saw immediately. I thought this was going to be a good one. Cal's good. Mississippi State, good as well. I don't know if this is just because I want to see this matchup, but give me Cal in this one.
Yeah, I kind of picked this one more because it was even for me. I kind of picked it more off of what matchup would I prefer to see, and for me, that is a Cal USC second round. So that's what I'm going with. No longer conference foes, but still in-state rivals to an
Thanks,
extent.
guys, because the Pac-12 is gone.
Yep. Kansas State Fairfield. Fairfield the last few years has been very, very good out of the MAAC, and yet it's still Fairfield and it's the MAAC. So sorry, not sorry, guys, but Kansas State.
Yeah, I think if this was the men's bracket with a team like Fairfield with how they operate, I think I can maybe see him pulling it off. But
Yeah, this would
because
be a potential upset pick on the men's side. Absolutely.
yeah, but because this is the women's tournament and there's just a lot less upsets, give me Kansas State in this one.
Yeah. Kentucky Liberty. Kentucky.
Again, there's not as much upsets. I also just don't like Liberty either, so give me Kentucky.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sorry,
Iowa Murray.
my logic here isn't as good as I think it probably should be, but
Yeah. Iowa Murray State. Very different year for Iowa, Charlie. No Lisa Bluter as head coach. Obviously, no Caitlin Clark. No Kate Martin. Down to a 6 seed this year and facing a good Murray State team. What do you see happening here?
I see that Murray State team moving on.
Wow.
I
Okay,
have
then.
Iowa's going to get first rounded. I just have that feeling that losing your star player from the season before hurts in the regular season, and it really hurts in the tournament when the games really matter.
I mean, it's fair. I still have Iowa winning here, but I think this could be an excellent first round game in Norman. Oklahoma FGCU.
I've never heard of FGCU before. Is that Florida Gulf Coast?
Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, give me Oklahoma here.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Oklahoma State, South Dakota State. I have Oklahoma State. I really do like this South Dakota State team, though, but I think this is a great game. But Oklahoma State for me.
Yeah, same here.
All right, Charlie. The spread on this next game, I believe, is 44.5.
Oh my god! So you're picking UConn.
So the question is not, is UConn going to win, Charlie? The question is, are they going to cover?
Yes.
I think they win and cover. UConn moving on. USC California.
Cal's
Down
good.
more-
USC is
more
USC.
sound.
USC.
Yeah, USC. I think it could be a fun matchup just because of the in-state rivalry thing, but USC. Kansas State, Kentucky.
This is a tight matchup. It's a 5-4. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Give me Kansas State.
Yeah, I was thinking along the same lines as you there. Iowa, Oklahoma. Charlie, I'm going to go ahead and say it. You didn't even have Iowa going this far. You had Murray State winning this one, actually. I have Iowa continuing to go further.
Really?
That might just be what I remember seeing from them last year, which was obviously a completely different Iowa team. I don't know, but that's what I have happening.
I have Murray State continuing momentum, taking out Oklahoma.
Wow. Okay. So none of us have think too highly of Oklahoma. I'm guessing you think highly of UConn enough to move them on.
I do.
Yeah. All right. Sweet 16, USC, Kansas State, and then Iowa.
I'm going to use the same logic here. Kansas State is good. USC is USC.
Exactly. USC moving on, and then I do not think that UConn will face trouble until the Elite Eight. Give me
You're taking UConn?
Yeah.
So I have UConn Murray State.
I swear.
This is where the run ends. Sorry, Murray State. Give me UConn. It's not going to be close.
Yeah. All right. We will come back. We have not picked that yet, Morris. We have not picked that. You can't undo it. It's fine. Just leave it. We'll come back to it. Top right of the bracket.
Morris, what did you do?
It's fine. Top right of the bracket.
UConn.
The Birmingham 2 region. South Carolina. It's South Carolina.
Tennessee Tech, not just South Carolina.
Yeah. I like Indiana here over Utah.
I was looking at this matchup as well. I'm going to take Indiana as well.
Yep. Alabama, Green Bay. Charlie, this is a very different Green Bay team than the men's Green Bay team. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And I like them to win. I've upset.
I looked at Alabama's schedule. They lost to Tennessee. They lost to unranked Vanderbilt. They didn't do very well in the tournament. Yeah, give me Green Bay.
Yeah. Norfolk State got the 13 seed, and in College Park against this Maryland team, their run will end. I don't think this game will be close.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, West Virginia versus the winner of Columbia and Washington. That's the first 4 games
Wait,
tomorrow.
sorry, I had to step away for a second. Which one did we say?
Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah. West Virginia versus the winner of that Columbia Washington game. I don't even know what to make of the Columbia Washington game. I think it could be a good game, and in situations like that, I am generally inclined to pick the 6th seed here, and that would be West Virginia.
So for me, this game's interesting because I think if Washington beats Columbia, give me West Virginia. However, if Columbia wins this game, I am high on Columbia's women's team. I think that they can do it. I think they can knock off the Mountaineers. Give me Columbia.
Yeah. I might want to change that pick if we get if Columbia ends up advancing, but I'm not convinced they will. I think Washington could beat them. So yeah, I have West Virginia there. Morris, that is not the right pick. Thank you. North Carolina, Oregon State. Oregon State getting to the tournament after winning the West Coast Conference this year. Not the same Oregon State team, though, that we've seen on the women's side back from the Pac-12 days. North Carolina is very much the same. Gives me North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you there.
And I'm going to take Oregon to beat Vanderbilt. A mini upset there.
Yep, I'm taking the same thing.
And I think there should be no surprise as to what happens in Duke Lehigh.
Yeah.
Duke.
Yep. So I assume we're both taking Texas here.
We're still up second round.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, South Carolina, Indiana. South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina.
Green Bay, Maryland. Sorry, Green Bay, but Maryland.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
I have North Carolina taking out either Columbia or taking out West Virginia if it is West Virginia that moves on.
Yeah, I do as well. And then I have Duke taking out Oregon, which sets up a really interesting potential matchup, Charlie.
Yeah, I know it does. I'm seeing that. Yeah,
you're going with that too?
Well.
All right. Morris, North Carolina, and Duke there. And Charlie, let's pick that one first, actually.
I mean, it's the old classic. It's the best game in college basketball.
On the men's side. I can think of a couple better ones on the women's side. But
yeah, one of the better matchups in college basketball.
Yeah.
Both these teams despise each other. And given where they're seated, it could go either way. Give me the Tar Heels.
This is, I think, our first disagreement in a while, actually. Give me the Blue Devils. And Morris, this sets up a decision for you.
Sorry, I got.
Don't worry, you're
just.
Morris,
we quickly settle these, right?
We have not settled that one yet. We're doing
Morris,
Carolina Duke.
Morris,
which one?
Don't worry. All you're going to do is piss off half of North Carolina with whatever you decide.
Lovely. In that case, out of spite, we'll go with Duke.
All right.
North Carolina can come for me. I'll be in South Carolina.
They're winning, by the way. South Carolina is that game against Maryland. Again, the thing with South Carolina is the question. It's not a question of whether they'll trip up in the early rounds. Like that really doesn't happen on the women's side.
Let's get to the final region.
Yeah, final region, bottom right, Birmingham 3 region, where Texas is the 1 seed. They'll be playing the winner of High Point and William and Mary. Charlie,
Texas.
I assume we both have Texas.
Yes.
Morris, you want to scroll down? Thank you. Yeah, Illinois Creighton. This one could be a really good one, Charlie. I'm leaning slightly towards Creighton.
Well, see, I'm leaning slightly the other way. I'm leaning Illinois.
All right, Morris, Illinois, Creighton.
Illinois.
All right. Tennessee, South Florida. I think the Lady Vols get it done without much trouble.
Same here. Same here.
I think the really interesting thing is I assume you have Ohio State advancing as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that'll be a great second round matchup. We'll get to that in a minute, but
given the events that have been going on in college football, that's a bit of a rivalry game right now.
Yeah. Michigan versus the Iowa State, Charlie.
Michigan, Iowa State. Give me Michigan in this one.
Yeah, Michigan had a pretty deep run in the Big Ten women's tournament, and I like them picking up where they left off. Notre Dame, Stephen F. It's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Louisville, Nebraska. This is a really interesting one. The state of Nebraska loves their women's college sports. Louisville has a history of being pretty good. So this is a couple programs that have some history, not necessarily fully with each other, but of being like just really, really big on women's basketball. I like Louisville slightly.
Yeah, I got Louisville in this one as well.
And then TCU and FDU. TCU.
FDU did it once, and they're not going to do it again. Give me TCU.
Yep. All right. Top of the things for the second round. Texas, Illinois.
I think Texas cruises pretty easily here.
I have Texas Creighton here, but Texas. Tennessee, Ohio State. Yeah, this is one of the more fun games. We saw it in football. Do we see Ohio State win in women's basketball as well, Charlie?
I'd have them win.
You do. I do not. So Morris, settle it.
Texas who?
Tennessee, Ohio State. Who wins?
Tennessee.
All right. Michigan, Notre Dame, Charlie. I've got an upset here.
You have Michigan taking out Notre Dame?
I have Michigan taking out Notre Dame.
So do I.
Oh.
And then Louisville, TCU. I thought about having Louisville take out TCU. That's not where I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'm taking the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, Horned Frogs. All the way, at least to that point. Texas, Tennessee. Charlie, well, I have Texas, Ohio State, and I have Texas winning that. Charlie, for you.
No, I also have Tennessee. I also have Texas, Ohio State.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
You said you had Tennessee.
No, I have Ohio State.
Okay, put Ohio State there. Okay, so we're not going to get in the battle to see who the real UT is. Texas or Ohio State?
I'm going to give Ohio State the win here.
Wow.
I think Texas goes down.
I have my upset taking place somewhere else. I have Michigan going on a run all the way to the Elite Eight.
You think we'll see Ohio State, Michigan?
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, Charlie, do you have TCU or Michigan?
I have Michigan, meaning we know what the Elite Eight is.
Oh, boy. Wait, Morris, who did you have, Texas or Ohio State?
I legitimately... So I did my... Fun fact for anyone who doesn't know, I am not very into sports. I am here for the tech. No, I'm kidding. But I did mine on auto, so I will take a look. Give me one quick second to pull it up. I had Notre Dame beating up Michigan.
Well, no, but who do you have in the Texas-Ohio State game?
Oh, I have Texas, Tennessee.
And who did you have winning that?
Texas.
Okay, then it's Texas instead of Ohio State. Charlie, if you have Ohio State, Michigan, let's start in this region for the Elite Eight. As our Elite Eight collectively: USC, UConn, Texas, Michigan. I believe it was LSU, UCLA, and then South Carolina, and then Duke. But let's start here, Charlie. Ohio State or Michigan?
Oh man, I'm gonna make some people angry.
Yes, you will.
Give me the Buckeyes.
All right, I have Texas going on to the Final Four, but go ahead, Morris. You can go ahead. Just click Ohio State. It's fine. It's same part of the bracket. And I would have, for the record, I would have Ohio State winning that game if it was to come to that. Charlie, let's come back to that USC UConn game. Let's go top right. South Carolina versus I think you have
Duke.
UNC. I have Duke. What do you have here?
Wait, which game? Oh, I see. I have
Top
North
right.
Carolina, South Carolina, Battle of the Carolinas. The South's gonna take this one.
I agree with that. South Carolina back to the Final Four for the millionth straight year, I think. UCLA LSU. I love this game. I would, for the record, I would take UCLA.
So would I.
Yeah. Charlie, now Elite Eight. This is actually a game. This is the one I would drive out to Spokane for.
UConn, USC.
Yeah. Morris, I think we're going to take a break. Once we finish this bracket, we'll take a short break. UConn, USC. Lindsey Gottlieb and Juju Watkins versus Gino Auriemma and Paige Beckers. This would be an all-timer in a couple Monday nights from now.
It would. Who do you have?
With all that being said, I have UConn.
Yeah, same here.
In a great game. So we have our Final Four, Charlie. We have our Final Four.
So mine is UCLA versus UConn, South Carolina versus Ohio State.
Yep.
What do you have?
I have UConn losing.
No, you don't have the same Final Four as me, do you?
Oh. No, I have the same, except I have Texas instead of Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I have UConn losing here to UCLA.
I have them moving on.
You have UConn moving on. Morris.
Yes.
Who? UCLA or UConn?
UCLA.
All right. Charlie, I assume that you would take South Carolina here in this matchup.
I do indeed.
I also have that. One way or the other, we are going to have an amazing national championship game on the women's side if our brackets hold up.
Which they won't.
Which they won't. I think South Carolina wins the second straight national championship.
I think UConn takes the national championship.
All right. Wow. Okay. Morris, who's your national champion in women's college hoops?
My national champion is South Carolina.
All right.
How many tiebreaker?
And we don't care. Whatever.
Should we take two and then come back?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break here on C&C Live. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our men's brackets here. That is not a 9-minute break. That is a 2-minute break if we can get our clock to work correctly.
Morris.
We'll be back. That's me. All right, we will be back in 2 minutes.
All right, let's go.
And we're back. I think, Charlie, you're back.
Yeah, I was singing the theme song.
We're here, and let's just say our men's brackets might take a little more time to get through. We both know a lot more about men's college basketball. This is not to say do not watch the women's tournament. Please watch the women's tournament. There will be a lot of great action on the women's side, but the men's side is what we are going to be going deeper into it, to covering more today. And Charlie,
Yeah, I have also now grabbed a drink, so I won't die from eating rice cakes, which is what I've been doing this whole time.
all right, we go through the bracket in the same way as we did the women's bracket here. We're going to start, Charlie, in that upper left corner of the bracket. We now know who it will be that will be taking on Auburn Thursday in Lexington. This section of the bracket in Lexington. Auburn or Alabama State, Charlie?
Yeah, I wonder. Auburn.
It's Auburn. It doesn't matter that they've lost 3 or 4. They're playing Alabama State. Charlie, first game of the tournament tomorrow. Louisville and Creighton in Lexington. Rupp Arena. Louisville probably substantial home court advantage here. Who do you have in this 8-9 matchup that's going to break half of brackets before they've even won a game?
Well, yes, Louisville may have basically a home court advantage, but I have to look at the matchup 8-9 in the last couple of years. I have to pick Creighton.
Wow. Okay. Here's my thoughts though too. Louisville is underseeded. This is a team that should probably be a 6 seed. That's part of my logic for picking Louisville here. I just think that they're a better team, and then also the historical ACC success in this tournament all leads me to believe Louisville will win this game. Charlie, we'll talk about it. There's a lot of 12-5 matchups here that I think have real upset potential. This is one of them in Michigan and UC San Diego. Michigan just coming off of a Big Ten championship. Who do you have winning this one tomorrow in Denver?
It's the winner of the Big Ten versus the winner of the Big East.
Big West.
Big West. Yes, that would be more correct.
Yeah.
Give me the Titans.
So you're taking the 12-5 upset.
Yes, I am.
Here's my thoughts. Out of all of the 5 seeds, I think that this is the worst possible matchup for UC San Diego. I think that this is their worst draw. I really, really like this Michigan team. I love their ability to win close games. I love the job Dusty May has done coaching this team. But you should watch the Tritons. I've watched a bunch of them this year. They're a really good basketball team, and I think they're winning this game. I think they're getting the upset.
All right.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is it a bad idea to base a bracket pick on college acceptances?
Yes. But, well right here,
not really.
Here's my thing on this, right? Which is that there's no good way to pick a bracket.
Colin, you learned this firsthand last year.
By the way, guys, anybody listening to this, don't take my advice. I have finished in last place in every bracket pool I've ever played in, dating back to 2019. So
he overthinks it.
Do not take my advice. I am terrible at this. I am generally good at predicting sports, not this.
Colin, let's just take it back to last year real quick, when you lost not only to Zack's ChatGPT bracket and my regular bracket, but my randomly selected bracket as well.
Yeah, so I think back to the question, I think that you can base your bracket off of whatever you want. People have won bracket pools by picking mascots. So I don't think it matters. I think just have fun with it if you're picking a bracket. And more importantly, don't listen to my advice. Also, should know real quick, Charlie and I have not seen each other's brackets yet. We have no idea where each other are going here. Charlie, A&M or Yale? Yale upset Auburn. They were in the same place in the bracket last year. Yale upset Auburn here. Can they get tournament wins in back-to-back years? Yeah.
UC San Diego got it done in the 12-5. In the 12-5. Yale in the 13-4? I don't know. Why not? Give me Yale.
I am picking the same thing. I don't think this is a good matchup for Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M's basketball team is overrated. Yes, I know they beat Auburn recently. Give me the Yale Bulldogs in the 13-4 upset. By the way, I really like some of these 13-4 matchups this year. I think they're going to be excellent. This Denver region of the bracket, I think, is going to this Denver sub-region of the bracket, I think, is going to be chaos tomorrow. Yale and UC San Diego winning. As we move down the bracket, Charlie, to the Milwaukee sub-region of the South Regional, Ole Miss or North Carolina. This would be a quad 1 win for North Carolina, an elusive quad 1 win if they can get it done. 1-12 in such games this year.
North Carolina, for me, shouldn't have been in the tournament, and the fact that they won, they're essentially their play-in game.
Yeah,
doesn't matter because they still shouldn't be there. Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah. I am also picking Ole Miss. I don't actually think that Ole Miss is all that good of a team, but
North Carolina.
It's a quad 1 game for North Carolina. They haven't won one in this calendar year. Their one win was against UCLA back in December. Give me the Rebels.
All right.
And
Iowa State, Lipscomb.
Charlie, this is my favorite. I think probably my favorite 13-4 matchup on the board. This is one that I think has real upset potential. But I am not going to pick it. I'm going to take Iowa State. Here is my reasoning for that. It's actually really simple. The bottom half of the bracket the bottom half of the South region kind of sucks, and I need somebody in there that can win some games.
Yeah, same here. Give me Iowa State.
Yeah, and by the way, I know that Iowa State is injured. I know their best player is injured. I think this could be a great game. This has real upset potential. I just can't take it just for the overall health of my bracket.
Same here. Marquette, New Mexico.
We know the narrative about the Mountain West in the NCAA tournament. And we know that Richard Pitino's job hunting and is probably going to end up taking that Villanova job. But Marquette just hasn't looked the part down the stretch of the season. Give me the Lobos. Yeah, I know I kind of died on this hill last year and it didn't go great, but give me the Lobos.
Yeah, based on what they did last year, Marquette has not looked themselves. But if there's a time for a rebound, it's right now. Give me Marquette.
Morris?
Let me check mine. We'll do Marquette.
Do Marquette. Okay. Michigan State, Charlie, or Bryant?
Michigan State. No, not even close.
Yeah, this is in Cleveland on Friday. I think that this is a bad matchup for Michigan State, and I don't think it matters. Spartans, moving on. And that puts us back top of the second round in the East region, Charlie. You have Creighton here. I'll let you pick Auburn Creighton before I go with Auburn Louisville.
Oh, yeah, I'll take Auburn here.
So I actually put a decent amount of thought into this one. And I just want you to listen to this argument here because Auburn has a player that is known to get pissed in Chad Baker-Mazara and do stupid things in big games and get himself ejected, right? Louisville's underseeded. They should be more like a 6 seed. Auburn has not looked the part down the stretch. Also, Charlie, where is this game being played?
This is being played in Kentucky?
This is being played in Kentucky. There's going to be a home court advantage for Louisville, and that's why I think this is a absolutely terrible draw for the number 1 overall seed. Just horrific. And I think that matters, and I think they go home early.
Wow.
This is the first really, really big pick of my bracket. I am sending the Auburn Tigers home in the second round.
Wow.
Louisville to the Sweet 16.
I have UC San Diego taking out Yale. Pretty
So do
handily.
I. This is a really good team. This is a Sweet 16 team in my book. It's a bad draw in the first round, but I think they. By the way, I think that UC San Diego would also beat Texas A&M if they get out of the first round. For me, that first round game is just a much more challenging game for them.
With how banged up Iowa State
Morris
is.
put Auburn over Creighton because none of us picked Creighton at least. Ole Miss, Iowa State, Charlie.
Iowa State's too banged up, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to take Ole Miss in this one.
Yeah, I hate myself for this, but I don't think Ole Miss is a better option. I have to go Iowa State, and I have to hate myself while doing it. Marquette or Michigan State, or for me, I have New Mexico there.
Well, see, I'm worried about Marquette getting upset in the first round. Michigan State's just about the worst, one of the worst draws for the 2 seed they could have gotten. Give me Michigan State.
Yeah, Sparty to the second round. Sorry, to the Sweet 16 of this tournament over the Lobos as I have it in my bracket. And we have ourselves a Sweet 16 in this region. So, Charlie, ours look very different. We both have Michigan State and UC San Diego in the Sweet 16. I have Iowa State there. You have Ole Miss. You have Auburn. I have Louisville. So it's unique, I guess, is the best word for it. A unique region of this bracket for us. Who do you have in that upper Sweet 16 game?
I have UC San Diego packing up Auburn.
That would be incredible. Like, I think we both, like, let's just talk about this for a minute. I think that we both are not very high on Auburn after the last couple of weeks. They just haven't looked the part. Well, you would agree?
Yes.
All right. I unfortunately have UC San Diego's run ending. I have Louisville to the Elite Eight. ACC team. ACC wasn't very good in the regular season as a conference, but I think the top of that conference is as good as anybody. I think overall underseeded just because their resume, they weren't great due to the fact that they were playing inferior competition during conference play. I think that once they have a chance to play the big boys, yes, I know what happened in the ACC SEC Challenge, but once they have a chance to play the big boys, I think it's going to go well for them.
All right. The other matchup, Ole Miss, Michigan State. You have Iowa State, Michigan State.
Yep. I will take Michigan State going to the Elite Eight.
Yeah,
here.
give me Sparty.
Sparty, moving on. Morris, it's not Auburn. Neither of us have Auburn going that far. Click San Diego. Just do it. Yeah, there you go. All right. Top of the West region. This section of it to be played in Raleigh, Florida, and Norfolk State. Charlie, Florida SEC champions in dominant fashion.
Yeah, give me the Gators.
Florida Gators with a win here. Charlie, this is a matchup here at the 8-9 that I have not seen talked about nearly as much as it should be. And I think some people are underestimating the Oklahoma Sooners. They had a bad start to SEC play, but they were undefeated in the non-con. They won a couple good games late in SEC play. Really curious as to who you have in this matchup.
Well, so here I have Oklahoma.
I will agree with you, and I will do that cautiously, and here's why. Charlie, when was the last time that a defending champion did not make the second round of the NCAA tournament?
I don't know. It's been a while, I'm sure.
Yeah, I honestly do not know. I posed this question to someone today. They gave me Virginia after they won in 2019, but there was no tournament in 2020. They went out in the first round 2 years later. So I pick Oklahoma here cautiously, but I'm still picking Oklahoma. I think that they will stun the Huskies in Raleigh. on what day is that? That game's on Friday.
All right. Next up, Memphis, Colorado, one of the best mid-majors in the country versus the hottest team in the nation.
Yeah, but this is in Seattle. By the way, before we pick it, can I just talk a little bit about the West region? This is the best region I've ever seen. Florida, I would argue, best team in the country. St. John's, best. I would argue the two seed that's likely to go. Has the best shot of winning the title. Texas Tech, I think, is the best 3 seed. Maryland, I think, is the best 4 seed. You've got the best mid-major in the country in Memphis. You've got hottest team in the country in Colorado State. Defending national champion, UConn. You've got Kansas and Arkansas, a couple of big-name coaches there. And you've got Drake, one of the best mid-majors in the country. This is an absolutely loaded region, Charlie.
So who do you have?
I generally am not buying into the Mountain West hype. I know that one of Memphis's best players is hurt. I think that's going to impact it. If there's an upset, then I can see exactly why. With that being said, I'm picking Memphis.
As am I.
Yep. All right. Moving on down. What's next? Maryland and Grand Canyon.
Sorry, let me get to that. I just lost my bracket. Hang on. Anyway. I, again, hate Grand Canyon, and I really like Maryland starting 5. Give me Maryland. Give me the Terrapins.
Yeah, Maryland starting 5, nicknamed the Crab 5, kind of a knockoff of Michigan's Fab 5, and also known to the Crab in the state of Maryland. Best starting 5 in the country. Get them to a W here in Seattle on Friday. That'll be a fun one. Moving on right down the bracket, Charlie. Missouri and Drake, and I know Drake's head coach Ben McCollum in a lot of head coaching vacancy position in contention for those. Is it a distraction? Maybe, I don't know. I have Drake moving on over Missouri. An incredible season for Missouri after what they did last year, but I just think Drake is better, frankly.
As do I.
It's interesting because I think that's like everybody's favorite upset pick in the bracket, which I think means it won't happen, but I'm still picking it.
Texas Tech, UNC, it gets cut off there.
UNC Wilmington.
Give me Texas Tech.
Sorry. I was not saying I'm picking UNC Wilmington. I was clarifying the name of it. I'm picking Texas Tech, and I don't think it's a close game. I think Texas Tech is a very, very good team.
All right, coming to the end of the first round. Out west, Kansas, Arkansas, one of the best 7-10 matchups in the nation.
This, I think, could be the game of the first round. Charlie, Bill Self at Kansas has never lost in the first round.
Really?
Has never lost in the first round of this tournament. An incredible streak for them. However, they've also, in his time at Kansas, has never been seeded this low in the tournament. Yes, they're only a 7. I like Arkansas here. I like John Calipari doing it. Yes, I know that he's been terrible in the tournament recently. I have him getting this one done.
I have Kansas.
Yeah, by the way, this is in Providence, one of the best, probably the best sub-regional site in the nation this year.
Yeah, I also have St. John's just destroying Omaha, too. I don't think that's going to be close.
Yeah, Omaha is going to not be able to bang on many trash cans this time around, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, they leave those in Houston, Omaha.
Yep. All right, back to the top. Florida. We both have Florida, Oklahoma, I guess.
Give me the Gators.
Gators keep on rolling through this bracket with a win over Oklahoma. By the way, not very often that you see conference opponents meet in the second round of the tournament. That's what happens, I guess, when the conference gets 14 teams in this thing, which is absurd. Not saying it wasn't justified. I'm just saying it's absurd that a conference is that good.
Yep. All right. Memphis, Maryland. Great matchup here. The Crab
Yep.
5 moves on.
Yeah, I think I was really considering picking Memphis, and if they weren't injured, for me that's a determining factor. Crab 5 keeps going strong in this one.
I have Drake's run ending to Texas Tech.
You do. That's funny. I don't.
You have Drake moving on.
I have the 11 seeded Drake Bulldogs getting to the Sweet 16 here. I really do like this Drake team. I've watched a lot of them this year, and I am growing increasingly convinced that they have what it takes to make a deep run in this tournament.
Good news for Drake is that Texas Tech is not from Compton.
Yeah. Charlie, I did see something a couple days ago that was like Drake made the tournament. Lamar did not this year. Makes you wonder who really won the beef.
Nice.
All right, Morris, you got to break this tie here. Drake or Texas Tech?
Drake.
Nice. Charlie, you have Kansas, St. John's. Morris, St. John's, not Omaha.
Sorry.
Charlie, I'll let you pick this here.
Yeah, as good as Kansas is, St. John's is by far the better team here. I'm going to take St. John's.
Yep, I am going to agree that St. John's beats Arkansas. However, I do want to make a point on this game if we get it. John Calipari versus Rick Pitino. Are you kidding me? We could get that in the second round of the tournament. Former rivals at Kentucky and Louisville. What?
This region is ridiculous.
Yeah, this game. I mean, this is what would this be no? This would be a Saturday game. This has Saturday prime time on CBS written all over it. That
absolutely. All right, now we both have Florida, Maryland.
Both have Florida, Maryland. Yes, that is correct.
Give me the Gators.
I will agree. Do the Gators have if Alabama keeps advancing, you'd say like the tide rolling through the bracket, right? Florida, they chomp on or something. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Sure, we can make it a thing.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, Florida. But by the way, I think this would be an amazing game. I actually feel bad for Maryland that they drew this matchup or this region, because I thought they could have gone a lot deeper in the tournament than just the Sweet 16, but they ran into a really good team really early.
They really did.
Yeah,
it's just bad luck.
I would have had them beat both Houston and Auburn, I think.
Really? All right, then Texas Tech, St. John's. You have Drake, St. John's.
Yeah,
sorry, Bulldogs. Sorry, I think the Bulldogs for you are gonna get out of here. I have St. John's moving on, no matter who they.
Also have St. John's moving on, and that would set up just an epic regional final in San Francisco on Saturday, March 29th.
Yes, it would.
That would be an epic game. Let's go top right to the East region of this bracket. Mount St. Mary's just got to win. They'll advance to play Duke in the first round.
And they're going to lose.
They're going to lose. They are going to lose by a lot, in fact. Frankly, you know what? Duke should rest Cooper Flag this game.
Give me Baylor over Mississippi State.
I agree with you there. I think this is a good game, though. Baylor has not been what it has been. Charlie, in Seattle, I will be here for this one. I will be in the house. Oregon Liberty.
Wow, I mean this is a good game. I think the Ducks are the better team. Give me Oregon.
I agree that the Ducks are a better team. Here's the problem for me. It's all about matchups. Liberty is a bigger team. Oregon is a pretty small team. And I don't like that I'm saying it. I don't want to say it, but Liberty is getting this upset.
All right.
Morris,
Arizona, Akron.
Morris, Oregon, or Liberty?
I put down Liberty.
All right. Arizona, Akron. Charlie, this is another one of those 13-4 matchups that I think could be excellent. I just don't think they get it done. I know that Tommy Lloyd hasn't had a ton of tournament success. I think he gets a win here.
Well, I don't. Give me the Zips.
Morris, Arizona, or Akron?
Wait, sorry. Colin, what'd you have?
I had Arizona.
Great, Akron.
Yeah, Morris.
That's nice. BYU VCU. Charlie, this is actually another really fun game, I think. BYU, one of the hottest teams in the country. They've just been outstanding recently. VCU, though, is dangerous. I think this is a bad draw for the Cougars here. If they get out of this game, I think they could go a ways. I think whoever wins this game will win in the second round. But I have BYU winning this game.
Yeah, so do I.
Don't like that 6-11 matchup. That 6-11 upset. Wisconsin, Montana.
Yeah. Sorry, hand. Yeah, this is another good one. I have Wisconsin, and I don't think it's going to be, unfortunately, particularly close.
First of all, go Grizz always, but
Same here.
Wisconsin.
St. Mary's, Vanderbilt.
I mean, we talked, Charlie, about St. Mary's, their lack of tournament success for the Gales historically.
I don't like them either.
What?
I don't like them either, which I hope hasn't influenced my decision.
But I'm going to hold my nose, and I'm going to pick them to beat Vanderbilt.
Unfortunately, as am I.
Yeah, I didn't like the way Vanderbilt closed the season.
No, I didn't either.
Alabama, Robert Moore. It's Alabama.
Yep, it's Alabama.
All right, second round, Duke versus Baylor, as we both have it.
Yeah, it's Duke. Baylor's great. Duke is Duke.
Duke is Duke, yeah. And Duke is going to win this game.
Indeed, they are.
You have Oregon, Akron. I'll let you pick that before I pick Liberty, Arizona.
I have the Ducks.
Yeah, you have the Ducks. I
think Oregon. Akron's good enough to win one game. Coming off that game and then immediately playing against a team like that, yeah, I just don't. It's just not enough.
Yeah, this is a really fun West Coast teams in Oregon and Arizona that'll be playing in Seattle. Morris, you can go ahead and put Oregon through because I don't even have them getting this far, but I'm picking Arizona to knock off Liberty.
Yeah.
BYU, Wisconsin. I kind of alluded to it earlier. I am picking the Cougars to beat the Badgers in this one. BYU moving through the bracket.
I think VCU is going to play BYU tough, having these games right after each other. I don't know how much BYU is going to have left in the tank. Give me Wisconsin.
Fair enough. St. Mary's, Alabama.
I think Alabama is going to absolutely level St. Mary's.
What about you? Have Vanderbilt there, don't you?
No, I have St. Mary's as well.
You have St. Mary's. Yeah,
reluctantly I have St. Mary's.
I agree. Alabama by it's not close by 50.
Yep.
Duke, you have Duke, Oregon. I have Duke, Arizona. I think Duke, Arizona would be the better of those two games.
Yeah, again, just give me Duke.
Yeah, give me Duke as well. And then what else? Wisconsin. You have Wisconsin, Alabama. I have BYU, Alabama. Charlie, I'll let you go.
So, I think again, Alabama here is just a better team. I'm gonna take Alabama.
All right, I have BYU here. I agree that Alabama is the better team, but I don't think that matters in this game necessarily. I like BYU getting to the.
All right, so who do we put through then?
Alabama, because they're already there.
Okay.
Down to the Midwest region, which will be in Indianapolis this year. We start with the games in Wichita, Charlie. Houston, SIU, Edwardsville. I like Houston.
This one took me a longer time than it should have.
Why? What is there?
I just don't trust Houston.
I get it. I get not trusting.
I'm taking Edwardsville.
You what?
I'm taking Houston.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I like Edwardsville, but I'm taking Houston.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you in your bracket are taking a 16-1, Houston has not lost a game in regulation since November.
Yeah.
I get not trusting them, but they're a really good team that could easily there's a lot of they're not being picked by that many people to win a national championship, but I think that if they do end up winning the national championship, a lot of people are going to be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gonzaga, Georgia, Charlie. Gonzaga's streak of right now it's at 9 straight Sweet 16 appearances is in jeopardy.
Bulldogs.
Which Bulldogs?
Shit. I can't say that on stream. Oh no. Give me Gonzaga.
Yeah, I am gonna go with Gonzaga here too. This took me a lot longer than it should have to make this pick. This is a really good game. This is at some point tomorrow. I actually don't know the time slot for this one off the top of my head.
Colin, it's March. It's no matter what, it's gonna be a good game.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, I don't know that Duke Mount St. Mary's will be a good game, but I
They'll
do
find
think
a way.
I do think this will be a good game. Clemson McNeese. Charlie, here's the problem. Will Wade for McNeese. He will be coaching them in the tournament. He has already accepted the NC State job when the tournament is over.
Well, here's something for you. If you're Clemson, you got quite literally the worst possible draw,
Did they?
and it doesn't matter. Give me
Yeah.
Clemson.
Yeah, give me Clemson in this one. I think Clemson's a very good team. I think underrated team by many. I think here's the problem here. I don't think that McNeese is actually that bad of a matchup for Clemson. I think that UC San Diego would have posed tougher problems for Clemson and McNeese. I just don't. I think they're in a rough spot. They only sort of have a head coach. You're telling me that locker room is still all the way bought in at the moment?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I hadn't thought about that, but
Yeah, I just don't know how you sell that. Charlie, the final 13-4 matchup on the board. I have to take it. I'm sorry.
You're taking Purdue. You're taking High Point over Purdue.
I have to. So here's the thing, right? First
Colin,
of all, it's
no,
Purdue.
hang on, Colin. Really?
Yes.
All right, let's hear why.
So first of all, I don't trust Purdue in the tournament at all.
Good.
Second
That's smart.
Second of all, I've seen a few interviews with the High Point head coach. And their star player. They look like a team that's built to be the Cinderella story of the year.
All right, high praise.
They just have it's not it has nothing to do with talent. It's about the energy level. They have Cinderella energy. I like High Point to shock Purdue.
And you know what, Colin?
What?
I have them too.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's a fun pick.
Illinois versus either Texas or Xavier. It won't matter. Give me the Illini.
Yeah, and by the way, score update on that game at the moment. Texas up 45-36, 48 seconds to go in the first half of this one. So pretty high scoring game here.
Sounds like it.
I have Illinois.
Kentucky versus Troy. Give me Kentucky. This would
be a fun 14-3.
As funny as it would be to watch Kentucky implode again,
it's not happening this early in the tournament.
It's not happening this year.
Well, no, not this early as I think it.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
Yeah. Morris, you're gonna update this?
Is he still here?
Yeah,
I
Illinois
am.
and Kentucky.
Sorry.
UCLA, Utah State.
All right, this one's a great 7-10 game. I just have to go with UCLA here.
Yeah, I do not trust the Mountain West in this tournament for the most part. I just don't trust them. Give me UCLA.
Tennessee, Watford.
I like this Watford team, By the way, this Wofford team. No, I did not say I'm picking them, Morris. I am picking Tennessee. We picked UCLA. But this Wofford team has a player that shoots underhand free throws. He's not very good at them, but he does it anyway. So for that reason, I kind of hope they move far. I hope he hits like 2 clutch free throws at the end to win it or something against Tennessee. It would be a fun March story, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, this year's sorry, I don't know if you can hear that on my end. Sorry, my Twitter decided to start playing audio. This Watford team reminds me a lot of Oakland last year.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And given what Oakland did, I was tempted. I was tempted to pick Watford. In fact, in my original bracket of this that I did online, on like, not the one we did in stats, the one that I edited it the night before I turned it in, the one that I did on like Monday afternoon. I had Watford, but I switched it to Tennessee. I just couldn't.
Yeah, I generally have a rule that unless I have like a really, really good reason to, I don't pick any 15-2s. And the main reason for that is just I would spend too much time agonizing over them.
All right,
if I
Houston
do.
Gonzaga.
I think. But here's the thing: the metrics all really like Gonzaga, and obviously Gonzaga has the streak, and you shouldn't doubt them. I doubted them last year. Look at what happened. But I've watched them play, and they don't play like they're a very good basketball team, and Houston does. So give me Houston.
My only experience watching either of these two teams was watching Gonzaga detonate Wazoo. Give me the Bulldogs.
Really? You think the streak lives on?
I do.
All right, Morris, your pick.
Between Houston and Gonzaga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
Wow. Okay.
I have Clemson destroying High Point, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Not close.
I have Kentucky getting past Illinois and Tennessee getting
So do
past
I.
UCLA.
I have Kentucky there. I do not have Tennessee.
Wow. You've UCLA taking them out.
I have UCLA. I like what I've seen from them recently. I think that they would be I think a much higher seed if they hadn't hit that ultra rough patch back in when was that was like early January, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I think they would, but the fact they did hit that streak concerns me.
Oh, sure, but like they seem to be past that, and I think that a lot of that had to do with their coach said some dumb things. It seems that they've got past that by this point. So
Yeah. All right. So you took Houston over Gonzaga, so you have Houston, Clemson,
yeah, we both
Kentucky,
have Kentucky.
UCLA.
Yeah, we both have Kentucky there, and then I have UCLA. You have Tennessee.
Yeah. So
Let's
I
talk
have
about-
I have Tennessee getting past Kentucky.
Yeah, I have Kentucky getting past. UCLA. I don't like it though. I don't trust this Kentucky team that much. I'm just kind of out of options.
And after battling past Georgia in the first round and taking out Houston, that takes a toll on our team. And Clemson is no slouch. But give me the Bulldogs.
You have Gonzaga to the Final Four?
I have Gonzaga to the Elite Eight.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
All right, and with that,
Wait.
it's time for our Elite Eight.
Well, no, wait. I have I have Kentucky there. And then I'm gonna go Clemson over Houston here.
All right.
I don't trust them enough. I think Clemson's a good team. Am I too high on the ACC? Yeah, I probably am. But
All right, let's go through this. Let's start with where we left off. You have Kentucky, Clemson. I have
Yes.
Gonzaga, Tennessee. Who do you have in this one, Colin?
Clemson to the Final Four. When
So-
I started filling out my bracket on Sunday night, this popped out at me. It was like if I have a chance to get Clemson to the Final Four, I think I'm going to take it. And
So, Colin.
I think I found the path for that to happen.
Colin, Tennessee gets past Watford, UCLA, Kentucky. I don't think they're going to have too much struggles. I think they're going to have a little bit of issue against Kentucky, but I think they'll be fine. On the other end, Gonzaga to get to the Elite Eight has to get past Georgia, Houston, and Clemson.
You are a massive idiot if you take this.
Give me the Bulldogs!
Why? This is so dumb.
All right.
This is so dumb.
Over in the East, Duke is going to kill Wisconsin.
Yeah, up top. Oh, you have Wisconsin here?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I have Duke getting to the Final Four as well. Yeah. In the South, I have Sparty in the Final Four over Louisville.
So I had UC San Diego take out Auburn. Sparty is a different beast.
Cinderellas don't get to the Final Four. For
And it doesn't matter. Give me the Tritons.
This is I want whatever you're on.
And the last matchup, the best matchup of
Qualifying
the
has a
Elite Eight.
Red Bull.
Oh, I don't want that. I want I don't know. He has to be on something that is making him take these teams. I think my brackets are insane normally. This is another level.
All right.
Let's go to
Florida
the West.
St. John's.
Yeah, this is the best matchup.
I have to go with Florida. I'm
Yeah.
going to go with a bunch of other crazy picks. They are my one normal pick here.
Yeah, this is a great game though. But Sam.
All right.
Yeah.
So my Final Four: Florida versus UC San Diego, Gonzaga versus Duke.
Yeah, I have Clemson versus Duke, Michigan State versus Florida. Charlie, who's playing for a national championship on April 7th.
UC San Diego has to go through in Michigan, either Yale or Texas A&M. I have them going against Yale.
You cannot be serious right
Past
now.
Auburn. They have to get past Michigan State. They're going to come so close, and they're not going to get there. Give me Florida.
Yeah, Florida to the national championship for me as well. I think that there are two teams right now that are the best two teams in the country. And I think that they will meet in San Antonio for a national championship.
You have Florida versus Duke?
I have Florida versus Duke for a national championship.
So at this point, Duke is going to have Cooper Flag.
Yes.
That's massive.
Duke will probably have Cooper Flag before this, by the way.
Yes. But they have Cooper Flag, and that matters.
Yeah, obviously.
Give me the Bulldogs.
What the hell are you doing? If you pick Gonzaga to win a national championship, then you are deranged.
So your final, Florida Duke. My final, Florida Gonzaga.
You're gonna pick first because you're the unserious one here at the moment.
No, Colin, you're gonna pick first, actually.
We are not ending this show with a
Colin,
Gonzaga.
you are picking. Go ahead and take your pick.
We are not ending this show with the Gonzaga national championship.
Colin, take your pick.
Yeah, I struggled on this one. And I do have Florida winning it all. I think it'll be a great national championship game. I think it'll be a great tournament. Charlie, whatever drugs you're on, just I don't know. This is so dumb.
So, for me, Gonzaga's run to the final is crazy.
You don't even know how to pronounce the name of their school correctly, and you're going to pick them to win the title.
I have them beating teams like Houston. I have them beating teams like Duke. But man, Florida is Florida. I think they're a whole lot better than Duke. I think they're better than Auburn. When it came down, I had to think about this one for a super long time.
No, you
In the
didn't.
end, I just
It's
couldn't do
actually
it.
really easy.
I just couldn't do it. Give me the Gators.
The Gators chomping their way to hopefully victory.
We have we agreed on the national championship pick before?
Did
I
we
don't
do
care.
the women's?
No, I mean on the men's side. Have we agreed on one before?
So we've done 3 of these, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. This is year 3, yeah.
Who did we pick in year 1?
You probably picked Iona or something.
I did not pick Iona. I wanted to.
Oh, I know you did. I have no recollection
Here, you know what? Here, hang on. You know what I'm doing? I'm pulling up the live stream right now. Hang on.
This is dumb, Charlie. Gonzaga and UC San Diego in the Final Four.
Yes. Is
Don't
there
get
a
me
problem
wrong.
with that?
I would love to see it.
Really? Because it doesn't seem like you want to.
I don't think you can find a serious analyst that thinks that Gonzaga is going to beat Houston.
So hang on. So Colin, did we do men's first or women's first in our first bracket thing?
We did. I think we did women's first 2 years ago, men's first last year. And
Yeah. Here, let me
we
let me
had
listen
guests
to
on
this.
for the men's bracket last year.
Which ones?
You know who it was.
Oh yeah.
And they're not coming back.
So here. I'm almost done with this. Hang on.
Like, here's something that I do think we should consider, by the way, when looking at this bracket, because people can still make picks, right? Brackets haven't locked yet, but have we
Wait, hang on, Colin.
Just a sec, real quick. Texas is up 8 on Xavier at halftime, and Xavier could just not be very good, and that's possible. But also, there is a reason that the SEC has 14 teams, and people have gotten down on teams like Texas, Oklahoma, some of these under 500 teams in the SEC, and justifiably so. But I think we should remember just how good the SEC was in non-conference this year, and B, that today is the first time since it's first time in 2025 that an SEC team has played a team from another conference. So
Yeah,
I do think we should consider that maybe some of these SEC teams only look bad because they were playing.
yeah. So Colin, real quick.
I don't know. It's
Colin,
just something
so
to think about.
in 2023, you picked Houston.
I picked Houston in 23, and they got knocked out in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and I picked Gonzaga.
Gonzaga lost that year in were they a 1 seed?
Yeah, I think they were.
They went 1 overall. That was Alabama that year. No, they weren't. They were a 3 seed. They lost in the Elite 8 to UConn.
Oh yeah. Then the year after, so 2024, last year. I'm trying to remember which one was the meme bracket that I made.
Yeah.
Well, either
The
way,
amount of loading time that these live streams take on YouTube is ridiculous.
Yeah.
we have Florida set as our champion for the men's tournament. If you
Yep.
if you would like to visit our website and check out our decisions more, you can go to cctalks.net.
.com.
.com. I old mind. And visit our entire set of brackets. Mine is currently out. Our live streams are out. I'm not sure, Charlie, Colin, if yours are published yet.
Yeah, mine is I'm making some. Yeah, I mine was actually I changed mine up a little bit as I was. Everything that I just said is correct as of right now.
Yep.
So, but there were a couple things that I actually did change my mind as I was saying it, so I switched it over. So my bracket is what I said it was as of right now, but I haven't updated it. I can just save it.
Yep. Mine is final. There will be no further changes to my bracket, and I will get up in the morning and I will watch some basketball because it's that time of year. Again, Texas up 8 at the half over Xavier on the women's side of things. We've got Southern up big on UC San Diego at the moment, up 14 actually. By the way, this is UC San Diego's first year of NCAA tournament eligibility. Both their men's and women's teams made the field, which is incredibly impressive.
Wow. All right. Well, should we get out of here?
I think we should. Just a quick reminder before we go. in the description of this live stream, if you're still here, is a link to join our bracket challenge game on ESPN. Come join our group. No, you don't win anything. We're too broke for that. Sorry. But come join. It'll be fun. Regardless, this will be a fun tournament. It always is. This tournament never disappoints, except it did a little bit last year, to be completely honest. But this tournament almost never disappoints, is the point. Charlie, this is March.
This is, and I will say real quick, I have the last thing we're gonna say before we get out of here. We don't need to do any of the outro stuff today. I'm actually gonna end it after I say what I'm about to say here.
Yeah.
I have one thing to change in my bracket real quick before we get out of
What?
here. Give me Gonzaga.
Are you serious?